So I was listening to Kanye's 2007 album, Graduation, without trying to think about the fact that the album is 15 years old. I was listening to the song called Big Brother. It's the last song on the album, and to be honest, I usually skip it. If you haven't listened to the album, I highly recommend it if you like Kanye's music. Even if you don't, listen to his music, just give it a shot, because in my opinion, it's one of the best albums of all time. Like sonically, lyrically, everything. Just give it a shot. Anyway, like I said, I usually skip the last song, but I was on the computer, preoccupied, and it was just playing. It was just background noise until Kanye recited a line that has stuck with me forever. It went like, if you admire somebody, you should go tell them people never get their flowers while they could still smell them. And I've been listening to this album since I was in grade 7, which was like 2008. But back then I was just listening to music because it sounded good, not because I understood the lyrics or anything like that. And I've just come to the realization that I've overlooked that line for all these years. I've just begun to, realize how true that line is. Because when you think about it, when people pass away, other people bring flowers for the relatives of the person that passed away, but the person that passed away never gets to smell and enjoy those flowers for themselves. I remember I got 2 or 3 sets of flowers after my mom passed away, and I still have them, but the people didn't get a chance to give the flowers to my mom. You can look at somebody like Chadwick Boseman, for example. He passed away in August of 2020, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't follow celebrity news like that, so I didn't see any interviews with him or anything, but I remember seeing people calling him Crack Panther after he got skinny, and I remember seeing this video where he was falling asleep at press conferences for movies that he was a part of, and people were making fun of him, not knowing what he was going through. He was visiting kids that were sick, and he never told anybody. He was shooting movies while he was sick. He was doing all of these things while going through what he was going through, but in silence. If that doesn't show heart and dedication, then I don't know what does. I bet those people felt terrible knowing that he was battling cancer and, they were making fun of him and stuff like that. He was one person that never got his flowers until he passed away. For some context and to prove my point even further, his diagnosis wasn't made public until after he passed away, and the tweet announcing his death is like the most liked tweet of 2020, and it's like the most liked tweet of all time. And it achieved those 2 magnificent feats within only 24 hours of being posted. Talk about a lot of flowers given too late. Another person you can throw in the mix is Kobe, right? He passed away in January of 2020. And I'm gonna be honest, as a basketball fan, I never appreciated his greatness until he passed away. I'm not saying he wasn't great because, I was more of a LeBron guy, but it wasn't until after he passed away that I watched some of his highlights, and now I appreciate what he did for basketball. I grew up in the early 2000s, so watching him and LeBron was what I did when I was watching basketball. Over the years, I kind of started leaning over to LeBron's side in terms of who my favorite player was, but I still remember watching Kobe in the playoffs and stuff like that. To give some context to this situation also, Barack Obama tweeted about Kobe on the day that he passed, and now that tweet is like the 4th most liked tweet of all time. I don't know why everything is just, likes on Twitter, but I hope you can kind of see my point here. But I can go on and on about this whole giving people flowers after they pass away or after they retire, and the same parameters can be applied to literally anything. I didn't appreciate the design of the iPhone 4 and 5 and 5S until the iPhone 6 and stuff came out. I remember because I had the iPhone 5 in high school, and it was like the best phone I ever had. It was nice and square, the sides were flat, there was no camera bump, it was amazing. Then my next phone was the 6S Plus, and it felt terrible, right? The sides were rounded, the camera protruded from the body of the phone. I wanted to go back to the 5 that I had. We had the rounded design for about 6 years, I think, from like 2014 to 2020, somewhere around there. And then now we're back to the square design although the camera bump is still there. So it's an improvement, but we're not 100% there yet. But you know, if you look at it from an appreciation perspective, I didn't appreciate the 5 and its square design until I got the 6S Plus. For the record, I don't miss any of the rounded designs, you know, just because I have a 12 now. You know, to me, the square design, in my humble opinion, will always be superior. But like I said, you can say the same thing for anything. Any piece of technology, any person or group or music or games, you can say it for anything. I wondered why this was, and I came across this quote. And it said that people that passed away receive more flowers than people that are alive because the pain of regret is stronger than gratitude. And seeing that just took my mind to a whole nother place. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't appreciate my mom when she was still around. There were times when we fought, and at the time I remember being mad and super pissed off, and I would tell my girl about it and she would tell me it was okay. And I remember being so mad, and my girl was trying to show me that, you know, it was okay, it's gonna pass, but I let my emotions get the best of me. My girl was the one that was level-headed in those situations like that, and she tried to show me the right way, but as usual, I was stubborn and I wanted to go about it my own way. Bottom line is that if you have a friend that you haven't talked to in a while, tell them that you appreciate them. Don't wait. Tell your mom and dad, you know, that you appreciate all that they've done for you. Don't wait. Tweet at your favorite musician and tell them how much you appreciate their music, because yes, people like that get appreciated while they're still here, but it's good to just show them a little bit of extra love, even if they haven't dropped an album in 4 years. Show appreciation to the people in your life while they're still here, because you truly never know when you won't be able to show your appreciation for someone. Life can change in an instant. You can be sitting here thinking this video is gonna come to an end and you'll see a blue underwater screen at the end, but when you least expect it, it can just